Hi everyone, this is Summer with Done Naturally. Welcome. Today we talk about how daycares can inadvertently sabotage the breastfeeding relationship between mom and baby. This has to be shared with the daycare providers, and that will likely be the parents educating them and sharing this information with them. Number one, they need to understand how much a breastfed baby needs in a 24-hour period. And that is about 1 ounce for every hour of the day. So when a mother's working, that also is 1 ounce for every hour she's away. That video here will help you understand what that means. We also need to understand that as a baby ages, the baby does not need more milk. And that's the biggest problem that daycare providers can create, is they believe that as the baby ages, they need larger bottles. So mom may be sending 3-ounce bottles to begin, and then maybe as many as 4-ounce bottles, and then she suddenly hears from the daycare that they need 5 ounces, 6 ounces, 7 or 8-ounce bottles. And she's freaking out because she can't suddenly produce more milk when she's pumping. When she pumps, she's getting about 3 or 4 ounces total, which is normal. And that video will explain what a normal amount to collect with pumping is. And so our milk supply doesn't just suddenly increase because the baby is older. And what can happen is when the daycare provider tells the mom that, she is so doubtful, and that plants that little seed of doubt that can grow so fast that she's not producing enough milk, or that she's losing her milk supply, or that now she needs to dip into her freezer stash, which eventually will run out, and then may have to supplement with formula to match up to what the daycare provider is telling her that she needs. Woof. So what they need to know is that breast milk doesn't increase in volume ever. It peaks very early on. Breast milk is so magnificent that the structure of milk changes as the baby ages. Formula doesn't do that. Formula, because it doesn't have that structure component, that the fats change and the sugars change and everything inside changes to meet the baby's need, because it can't do that, we feed more and more and more formula to compensate for that. So they're used to a baby taking 3 or 4 ounce bottles, and then suddenly they're taking 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's actually stretching their stomach. And that's not a good thing, because once we stretch a stomach, it can take more. And then it stretches and it can take more. And that can lead to the epidemic of obesity and diabetes, which is one of the huge risks of formula feeding that breast milk doesn't have. So if a mother and a father understand how much milk a baby needs, that will help them when she goes back to work and she's pumping, so that she knows how much to send and she knows how big those bottles are supposed to be, so that when she comes home, she can breastfeed and the baby's not tanked up with an entire day's amount of milk in an 8 or 10 hour period, so that it doesn't want to eat when she's home. And her body doesn't produce a full day's amount of milk in 8 or 10 hours. It produces it in the entire day. So in the end, what I want moms to know, what I want you guys to know, is that you are doing great. You are keeping up. It's just the daycare industry that doesn't understand. And if we can educate them, then we can empower you so that you can succeed in the goals you have with breastfeeding. We want you to do that. You look at things when a baby, to determine if a baby is doing well. You look at if they're peeing and pooping. You look if they're growing. You look if they are developmentally growing. That's number one. That video is another one I have. That's where we take a peek at whether or not they're meeting those milestones like crawling and rolling and scooting and cruising along furniture, reaching for things, all of those things. Not more and more and more milk, okay? So I hope that helps you. I want to empower working mothers to be able to maintain their breastfeeding relationship through that length of time the baby's at the daycare, so that she doesn't get that horrible thing of sabotage where she feels she can't keep up, because she is keeping up. It's just misinformation that's creating that little seed of doubt. So I challenge all of you, if you're a new mom, if you're an expecting mom, if you're gonna be a mom, if you know somebody that is, Give them this information. Give daycare providers this information, and we will have more breastfeeding babies, breast milk feeding babies, and more longevity, which is what we all want. So I hope that helps. Give me a thumbs up if you like, subscribe, and I will check you guys out, and you will check me out later. See you. Bye-bye.